Hello, welcome back to I Told My Therapist About You. My name is KeNaytra, and today we're going to be talking about Kendrick Lamar's halftime Super Bowl show, Super Bowl halftime show, whatever. um, so I'm gonna preface this by saying I was not a huge Kendrick Lamar fan. I didn't know many of his songs like at all. Um, and then
Say Drake.
that happened, and I was like, okay, let me, you know, go listen to this dude. I became a huge fan after only knowing like his main hits. And by his main hits, I meant like what you like swimming pools, humble, all right. His uh first on fucking problems. Like I only knew such a minute amount of songs by um Kendrick Lamar, and then he got into the beef with Drake, and I was like, okay, I actually like the voice changes and the silliness and the goofiness, most of all the pettiness. So I was like, okay, let me go like listen to his songs, like more of his songs, and then he dropped the GNX album, and I've just been that's been on repeat. So I'm not exactly qualified to talk about his Super Bowl performance, considering I am a fairly new fan, but I will talk about it because I have free will. The Super Bowl performance. Everyone, mostly Drake fans, was swearing that he would not perform Not Like Us because of Drake's lawsuit against UMG. They were wrong. They were hella wrong. Not only were they hella wrong, uh, Kendrick Lamar threw shots at Drake about the lawsuit. Like he was just, kicking a dead corpse at this point because he seriously did not care. Like there was no care in his mind. He was just thinking about how can I be petty. I just realized I haven't been looking at the camera. I've been focusing on something by the camera. My bad. Yeah, if you didn't know this, I am videoing. I have a video that goes along with my podcast. Go check out the YouTube channel. I told my therapist about you, and subscribe if you would like to see the video. I am once again not looking at this camera. This is hard. I'm not used to the camera, okay? I'm just used to podcasting without the camera. But anyway, back to what we were here to talk about. Kendrick Lamar took shots at Drake and about the lawsuit, which we're going to get into. Not the lawsuit, just we're going to get into the shots he threw, okay? Not the lawsuit. Forget the lawsuit. No one cares, Drake. Like I have literally took over to calling Drake Lawbry because I've been watching so many YouTube videos about people calling him Lawbry. Like I can't even look at Drake the same, and I would say that I was a huge Drake fan until I think if you're reading this is too late or nothing was the same, whichever one came out first, that's the album I stopped like listening to Drake. Which if you think about it, that's a it's been a long time since I listened to Drake, but I knew more Drake songs than Kendrick songs, especially like recently Drake songs. I knew more of that than Kendrick, if I'm being completely honest. Oh, we're gonna have to seriously talk about the most diabolical part, and I'm just this is not even in order. I want to talk about it because it's petty. It's petty. I have never seen someone be so petty, and I am living for it. Normally, I'm like, okay, that's petty. You need to stop. But, like, no. This dude is the pettiest dude I have ever met. Well, I never met him. I have ever seen, and I am living for it. So, the most, like, the pettiest moment, the most diabolical moment, he literally, after, like, starting to perform Not Like Us, he looked dead in the camera and was like, "Say Drake," with a smile on his face. He was like, "Say Drake." If I was Drake, I would be sitting there punching the air right now because you got to be fucking kidding me, right? Like, I am literally suing the company that gave me millions of dollars, millions, because of this song, and you're going to be petty about it while performing it on national TV in front of millions of people. And then they were trying to like make it seem that the audience wasn't really feeling it or whatever. And then someone that was in the audience posted a I think it was a Snapchat story, I don't know, a video of the audience screaming A minor. Like it was so loud. Someone commented on that video and was like, I heard that all the way from Jersey. All the way in Jersey. I heard the A minor all the way in Jersey. And I was like, oh my God. Petty. Okay, but let's talk about his overall performance. Well, before we talk about the overall performance, hold on. I need to see the set list. I put the set list in my therapy thing. I literally made a scrapbook. I scrapbooked the page of his thing. You can't see it, but I scrapbooked it. I have issues. But anyway, so the set list. This was a set list. So he had a snippet. He started off with a snippet that he did for the G and X trailer. I heard it called Tiramisu, but I also heard it called Body or something like that. I'm not sure what it's called. It was a snippet. So that's what he came on stage singing. Then official set list. Squabble Up from his G and X album. Humble and DNA is from previous albums that I don't know what album it's from. Euphoria, which was a diss track to Drake. Man at the Garden, G and X album. Peekaboo, G and X album. Luther, G and X album. All the Stars, I'm not sure which album that come from, but that's featuring SZA, so it's Luther. And then Not Like Us and TV Off. So that was the official set list that he performed. And overall, performance was great. I enjoyed it. Even the songs I didn't know, which I knew Humble. Who don't know Humble? Like literally, Ariana Grande performed that on Jimmy Fallon. I think that's that man's name. Anyway, and as a like soft goth rock kind of thing. So like everyone knows Humble. Like sit down, be humble. We know it. So even the songs I didn't know though, I had a great time listening to SZA. Her performance just added to the overall like greatness of the halftime show, in my opinion. I do think it sucks how much he had to censor, but it is national television, so obviously they're not going to let him call somebody a PDF file. A PDF file on national television, which but they basically did. He just couldn't say the word. They knew. They let him say, "Hey Drake." Well, say Drake. I hear you like I'm young. They let him say A minor. Like they let him say all of it, but PDF file. So they did let him call him, but he had to censor out. He says, the N word a lot. He had to censor that out. He had to censor out the B word, like all of the curse words, right? Basically, all of the curse words, the N word, all of it. And I'm only saying this because I'm posting it on YouTube and I don't want to get in trouble already so early with my little small channel. So yeah, I enjoyed the performance. I really did. I was in here with my baby in my hands, like dancing, singing. My kid probably thought I was crazy. Uh, but so I talked to my sister before um the performance started, and I was able to pretty much guess which songs from GNX he was gonna perform. And of course, because like, why wouldn't he squabble up, TV off? Even Peekaboo, I wasn't expecting him to do Chuck E. Cheese. Like, he that Chuck E. Cheese. I wasn't expecting him to do that part, but I was expecting him to do Peekaboo. And a lot of people was like, why would he perform Peekaboo? And I'm like, when Peekaboo come on in y'all car or y'all house, y'all don't like start bobbing? Cause I be feeling it. I like Peekaboo. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm looking at my script. I'm not. It's not like a full script. I just have bullet points. I'm still just getting used to um recording the videos. I still have not been looking at the camera. It's okay. I'm getting used to recording videos. So until I figure that out, you're going to see me look down a lot. I'm sorry in advance. But yeah, so it still really gets me that he called Drake a PDF file on national TV. He was so petty about it too. Like he made sure you knew that he was calling that man out. Like, Drake have no way of denying that he wasn't being petty to Drake to and like mess with Drake. Like, Drake can't be like, oh, that wasn't for me. Yes, it was. He literally said, "Say Drake." Oh my god. Okay. But while he was doing that, he also had Serena Williams, which is Drake's ex. I recently found out because of the beef, crip walking to the song that he was calling Drake a PDF file on. Man, that gotta hurt. I would be punching the air if I was Drake. I'm so serious. I would be punching the air. I would be crying. Like, my whole world would be upside down. I understand that, like, well, I don't understand. I don't understand the lawsuit, but like, I get it. Why he might feel like he need to sue. But I want to get into like certain things that he said during his performance, and it's not many, but I just want to get into like certain things that he said. So he said, he started off like after the snippet, he was like, "The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy." I don't know. I like the way that he says stuff. I think that's what it is. I like the reason I like so quickly became a Kendrick fan, I would say, is because of the way that he says stuff. He changes up. He does rap in silly voices and stuff. All of that like entices me. Like, I grab onto that. I like it. It catches my attention like really easily. And it makes me learn like the lyrics a lot faster when he's doing silly voices. I don't know why. Probably because I'm trying to mimic his silly voices and rap along with him. So he said that. And then he said, "I want to perform their favorite song, but you know they love to sue." Which is, y'all know Drake was watching this, right? So you know he heard that. And if he didn't hear it, somebody in his team heard it. And they were probably just like, "Hey, Drake, did, did you see what he said?" Like, imagine if he didn't watch it and he's like on this tour in Australia or whatnot. Imagine that, right? And then your team come to you and be like, he mentioned the lawsuit. Like, just imagine how Drake would be like, well, what did he say? And then they tell him, oh, well, he threw a shot and said, you know, they love to sue. Like, just showing that he's knowing what Drake is doing. He's just purposely not speaking on it until he can be petty about it. Like Kendrick Lamar has not spoken on the lawsuit this entire time since it's been happening. But when he can be petty on national TV, he brings it up in a way that just makes Drake look bad. Like you're suing over a diss song, over a diss battle, whatever that you got into purposely. Like you chose to respond to the like that verse. You didn't have to. Kendrick Lamar just said, F y'all. It's just big me. And you was like, you know what? I took that personally. And you responded. Then you was kept telling him to drop. Then he kept dropping. And now you want him to stop. And you get the people involved. Like, no, that's not what you do. So, hey, look, you're eating your consequences. This is consequences from your actions, and it's bound to happen sooner or later. Like you thought it was just gonna be all rainbows and cotton candy and cupcakes and stuff for you forever. Like no, you were smooth and shady. Eventually, your shadiness catches up with you, and your shadiness just happened to catch up with you because you got a big head from everything always being rainbows, cotton candy, and cupcakes, and you thought no matter what you do it was going to stay like that when that's not the case. Kendrick Lamar is honestly the epitome of hey, leave the quiet kid alone. Like when they tell you, hey, don't mess with the quiet kid, Kendrick Lamar is showing you why you don't mess with the quiet kid. Like just leave them alone. Like don't come for them. Don't mess with them. Like if you're not trying to be on some friendly stuff, just leave them alone. And sometimes if you're trying to be on some friendly stuff, leave them alone. Cause I was watching Josh Johnson, a comedian, and he was like, yeah, cause you know what J. Cole said, talking about they want to argue the hardest MC, is it K. Dot, Aubrey, or me? That's the word. I think that's the lyrics, right? So Josh Johnson was like, I wouldn't have took that as an offensive thing. I would have just been like, you know what? Hey, look, I'm in the top three. But Kendrick Lamar, you know, the quiet kid was like, I know they didn't just put me on the same level as them, even though they didn't. Like, if you listen to First Person Shooter, they were trying to say that they're the big two in Kendrick's that third one. And Kendrick was like, yeah, no, F y'all. It's just big me. There's no such thing as a big three. And then he proved that it really is just big him. Like, he proved it. It wasn't like him just lying. He was like, I said it, and I'm going to show y'all why I meant it. And he did. Yeah, he did. But okay, back to the quotes and stuff that he said. He said 40 acres and a mule. This is bigger than the music, which a lot of people don't understand. Like this whole Super Bowl performance, the whole rap beef, all of that was bigger than just the rap beef and the music. Kendrick Lamar was being very, very symbolic doing all of it. He was trying to let people know, like, hey, this is for the culture. This is for true hip hop. Like, this is not for if you're sometimes fan of hip hop because Drake made hip hop fun. He's been saying it, so he's just like reiterating it at this point. So, and then he said, yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence, which is true. You can't. Like Drake's trying to swear to God that the only reason the song got any kind of popularity is because UMG gave it to it, basically like bought it for the song to have popularity, when in reality Kendrick Lamar is just influential. Like he's an influential person. That song was a bop. um like it's nothing Drake could have done to stop that, nothing UMG could have done to stop that song from going viral, to stop that song from blowing up like it did. So suing for it makes absolutely no sense. And I know a lot of people, I've been watching a lot of videos, YouTube videos about this. No one have mentioned this part. no one have mentioned that, when he says wop 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 dot f him up, right? No one mentioned that he changed it, that wop 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 wop, on either him or them tough. And I was just like, he's letting y'all know, like, he's not getting his foot off their necks. Like, no, he's gonna stay on them. And like, he literally said in one of the songs on G and Next, talking about before he piece it up, he gonna take them to hell with him. Like, he's letting you know, I'm not apologizing, I'm not taking anything I said back, my foot is on their neck, I'm not letting it up. And the more that he does some goofy stuff, the harder I'm pressed down on his neck. Like, he's letting you know. And y'all still just trying to be acting like he's not. Y'all trying to acting like y'all not hearing what he's saying. Y'all acting like y'all don't understand. Drake is acting like he's the victim. Like, what's going on? He's being very, very clear. You just gotta listen. You really just gotta listen. And this is coming from someone who enjoys music just by the beat. Like, sometimes I don't even listen to the lyrics and I'm catching it. So why aren't y'all, if y'all are supposedly analyzing everything? I don't get it. So to end it off, I'm just gonna say this halftime performance was great. A lot of people ain't gonna like it though, and the reason I say that is because everyone's thinking this halftime performance is like other halftime performance, just to be entertaining or to be for everyone to enjoy. When in reality, this halftime performance was for the culture. It was for true hip hop fans. It was not for everyone to enjoy. And Kendrick Lamar don't care that everyone's not going to enjoy it because he's not doing it for everyone. And he has been making that clear. And it's like, y'all don't understand that. So, understandable why everyone don't like it, because it's not for them. That's why they don't like it. But for the people that it was for, they love it. For the true hip hop fans, they love it. That's how we're going to end it off. Like, it was, the halftime performance was not for everyone. It was for the culture and true hip hop fans. And Kendrick has been making that loud and clear. So if you didn't like it, don't call yourself a hip hop fan. You probably won't. And don't say you're a part of the culture, because you're probably not. And I'm not making it about race, because there's some black people saying that they didn't like it. And it just means you're not a hip hop fan or you're not a part of culture. You figure that out. But anyway, that is all for today. Thank you for joining me talking about the Super Bowl. And y'all have a nice day. Bye.